This is the second in a series of short videos that help explain a little bit about the shipper-driven traffic simulator. In the first one, we talked about the various bits of information you need to set up the database, and we kind of left it talking about the car order that was left in that system. That, again, this car had not been spotted yet, so its car order was still active. Once a car is spotted and unloaded or loaded and the transaction is complete, then the car orders are removed from the database. And that all takes place as part of a kind of, you can call it a daily cycle or an operating session cycle. And it starts out with the first thing we want to do is generate car orders. This simulates the telephone calls that come in, or the emails, or back in the olden days, the telegrams. Or just somebody walking over to the local freight agent and saying, I'd like to ship some product and I need some cars. And so when we generate car orders, what the system does, it looks at the shipments that are in the database, looks at when it was that they last shipped something, and then uses this minimum maximum interval to decide, is it time to ship stuff again? And if it is, then they use the minimum and maximum amounts to determine how many car loads will be going out as part of that shipment. So we're going to go here to operating session 6, and I see it generated 5 car orders. So we can go out and look and see what those are. We had the one in there already. That one's been filled. We now have 5 car orders out there that we'll need to fill with cars. We have one for canned goods that goes from the St.L. offstage via Winthrop to the C&W offstage in New Ulm. Is going to end up at a C&W local customer in New Ulm. It's just they'll do the local switching. We got some lumber coming in from offstage to the lumber yard. We've got 2 cars of cheese going out from the let's see here. Oh, the correction. This is bridge traffic again. So we've got 2 loads of cheese coming from the C&W. In New Ulm, the C&W does serve a large cheese plant. So we got 2 cars of cheese coming from the C&W transfer heading up to Winthrop, probably the Twin Cities. And then finally we have a load of butter that's being loaded on the team track that is also heading out on the St.L. offstage. So those are the 5 car orders we need to fill. So to do that, we're going to go to this section, fill car orders. And so here are our car orders again. And what we do now is on each one, we just click on the fill button. And it says, okay, for this car order, groceries coming from St.L. offstage, canned goods to Minneapolis, from Minneapolis, St.L. to New Ulm Grocery Company on the C&W. So it's coming from there, it's being loaded off stage. Destination is C&W off stage, that represents the C&W yard in New Ulm. And a little bit of comments, there's just bridge traffic. And it's we need a boxcar. So we just need one, and there's 17 out there. These tell where they're at. You notice there are some down here at a different location. Now, this is being loaded at 000 offstage. So we should probably pick one that's at that location. Otherwise, they're going to have to run the empty car all the way to the other end of the world to do that. So we'll just pick this first one. Okay, the next one is lumber. Again, coming from 000 offstage, and we need a boxcar again, and it's going to the lumber yard, so we'll fill that one. Again, that car is good enough. And now we have cheese. Okay, so we need 3 refrigerator cars here. We need 2 for cheese and 1 for butter. These 2 refrigerator cars are going to, the loading location is at 999 offstage. So I don't know if we have any refrigerators. No, we don't have any refrigerator cars at that location, which means we're going to have to run the empty car there. So let's do these 2 C&W refrigerator cars for those. And last we got butter, which is from New Ulm up to the Twin Cities. So we're thinking it's up there anyway. So we'll fill that one. And we'll use, let's see, there is a empty refrigerator car over on the C&W transfer. We can use that one. So that's handy. Okay. So now our car orders have been filled. So let's look and see if we have any empty cars that need to be repositioned. We can do that by looking at the station car report. And the only one I'm really interested, right, is in New Ulm. And I have these empty cars. Let's see here. We've got, we've got 2 of them that are empty. We got a Sioux Line flat and a C&W hopper. We have those 2 empty cars. The other ones are in some process of being loaded or unloaded. So what we need to do is decide where we want to send them. So we can go back here to reposition empty cars. This is the one that's in the power plant. We'll send that back to offstage. And there's one more here too, someplace, lumberyard. Okay, we'll send that back to offstage. So those actually generated a couple new car orders, but they're empty car orders, you can see here. So they're both non-revenue moves. This is going to reposition empty car. Reason why I'm sending them back to 000 offstage is that I don't have any room in the New Ulm yard to store empty cars. Normally the empty cars are up at Winthrop, which is the 000 offstage. So we'll just send them back up there and they can sit there until we need them again. Okay, so now we've got our cars ordered, and now we can start building a switch list. So the first thing we're going to do, the first thing that runs in the morning is the number is the C&W offstage is the North C&W yard switcher. There's no cars in the northwestern yard for us. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that number 91 doing anything. So next thing we'll do is we'll go to Winthrop and see if there's cars there to move. Ah, yes. Okay, so we've got 3 cars that are going to go to the Northwestern transfer, and we got 1 coming to the lumberyard. So my routing instructions say anything going to a 553 customer, which would be this one, is handled by number 60. Anything going to 999 offstage is handled also by number 60. So number 60, which is the incoming way freight, is going to handle all 4 of these cars. These instructions, by the way, come from the routing instructions that are associated with this station. So the station is the St. L offstage staging yard, which is Winthrop, Minnesota. And so at that station, these are the instructions that were put into that that portion of the database. Okay, so then let's look at we looked at St. L, and let's look at New Ulm. Oh, here we got some cars that are ready to move. We've got 2 to go off stage, 1 that needs to go to the team track, and 1 that needs to go to the power plant. This one was sitting in the yard because there was not room for it yesterday. So, what our instructions say, anything for a 553 customer, which would be these 2, are handled by number 61. Okay, so we'll put 61 in for those guys. Oop, wrong one. For these 2 down here. All right, then it says anything for a 999 offstage is handled by 92. We don't have any of those. Anything for a 000 offstage is also handled by 61. So that makes it pretty simple. There we go. So looking at these routing instructions, we know which jobs will handle which cars. So 61 will pull this car from the lumber siding and take it back up to Winthrop. This one will pull the empty car from the power plant, take that back up to Winthrop. It'll take this empty car from the sitting on the transfer track and take it over to the team track to be loaded. And it'll take this car out of the yard and spot it at the power plant. That's that leftover hopper from yesterday. Okay, so there we go. All right, now we're going to check out these switch lists. First one we got is, let's see, there was number 91, there was nothing on that one. Nope. And number 92, there's nothing for them either. We don't have any work from those guys, the Northwestern one. So the first one is number 60. And so I'm going to print this. And it tells me to pick up cars from Winthrop and set out cars in the yard to be spotted later by 61. So coming down from Winthrop, I'm going to be needing 2 refrigerators, 2 boxes, 2 empties, 2 loads. And what we're going to cut over to now is another simulator that'll let me run this online on the computer, and so I can record that and play back this operation. The other thing we're going to do is, we don't want to run the switch list for 61 yet because some things may change there. So we're always going to do the one for number 60. Okay, here we are on Extract CAD. This is a very handy and easy to use CAD system for designing layouts, and it has a lot of built-in functionality. I use Unitrack for constructing my N-scale setups. And Extract CAD has all the track geometry. They have all the pieces that you need. So it makes it really simple to prototype something up. The other nice thing it's good for is it is a 2D, two-dimensional simulator. So as you can see here, I've got my 4 cars that are coming off the M & St. L offstage up here at Winthrop, those 4. And my M & St. L number 246 RS1 road switcher and a caboose. And I put the train together, and now we're going to run it down into New Ulm and set out the cars in the yard. And at that point, our job is complete. The instructions for train number 60 are to put your train together in Winthrop, head down to New Ulm, spot the cars in the yard, and tie up. And even though it's the same crew, because this is the New Ulm turn, even though it's the same crew, we'll take a break, have lunch, and then when we come back, we turn into train number 61. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pull out at the blinding speed of 15 miles an hour. Winthrop has yardmen at work there, so I don't have to worry about throwing this mainline switch back again. They'll take care of that for me. One of the nice things about Extract CAD is all the cars are the scale length, proper length for this scale. So it kind of tells you how many cars you can fit into a siding, how long your spurs should be, and so on like that. So I'm coming up here at the switch, and I'm going to pull up here and stop. The head-end brakeman is going to throw the switch into the siding. And I'm going to pull ahead. I'm going to leave the caboose on the main, because I know that this siding can only hold 4 cars, and that's what I've got, 4 cars plus a caboose. So I've got to leave the caboose out there. We'll run around these cars, go back up and pick up the caboose, and then head back up towards where the yard office is. So right now I'm going to just pull up another couple car lengths. There we go. And we're going to leave the caboose here and pull forward. I'm going to have to stop and let the head-end brakeman throw the switch on this end, on the left side of the screen here. So we'll go do that. Now we can pull up a little bit further, and a little bit more, clear both ends of the siding, and I think we're good there. Okay. Hind-end brakeman is going to take care of the switch on the right side. We're going to uncouple here, pull forward. A little bit more. There we go. Throw that switch. Now we'll head back, pick up the caboose, pull up by the yard office, and tie up this job, train number 60. And once we get that far, then we'll go back to the STS system and close out that switch list. I don't have to worry about tying up the main here because this is a terminal station and I'm the only train on the line. Nobody else has any clearance to be here today. We'll slow down here and Grab the caboose, make sure we don't knock the conductor off his chair. There we go. Now we can pull up. And take a break. Now we're going to head back to the STS system. There we go. We're going to head back to the STS system, close out the switch list for train number 60, and then we will run the switch list for train 61, come back into Extract CAD and see what work we have to do to pull the cars from the customers, spot the incoming ones, grab that one off the North C&W transfer, and then head back to Winthrop.